Hello and welcome to this September reset. First, a little bit about me. I'm Jenica. I'm 25. I'm turning 26 this month, so this is going to be a little bit of a special reset. There won't be any content difference, but to me, I know it's my birthday month, so it's special to me. I have a little bit of congestion, so I sound funny. I just ran 7 miles and I just woke up from a nap. So this is going to be the coziest, most real you guys will see me. But that's a little bit about me. Let's get straight into an August recap. I do have my iPad with me right here. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. All right, so first let's look at my health and personal goals for the month of August. My first goal was to do 9K steps a day. And my wording's a little funny, but I mean it to be on average. I don't need to walk 9K plus steps every day. But if the average of the week is at least 9,000 a day, that is good for me. So let's look at my health app on my phone. And I'll put it up for you guys to see as well. So let's look at August 1st. So there I have 7,834. As you can see, Friday and Sunday are kind of low. I believe those days I didn't wear my watch because at one point I think my watch strap had broken, so that's why. And Saturday I had to live with a broken strap while I was running my long run. Okay, now let's go to August 8th, week 9,000. So we did hit 9,000 there. For this third week we hit 10,948, which is great. And then this last fourth week only 7,489, which is unfortunate. And even though I wouldn't say I hit the goal on the dot, I am going to mark it as done because not only am I mostly getting those steps in, I feel like I found a really, really good routine for myself and it's something I actually enjoy. So on days where I'm not doing my training, which will probably get me my steps anyway, I go for morning walks that I truly, truly do enjoy, and I love waking up to do those morning walks. Okay, second, 40 ounces of water a day. This, yeah, I did not hit this goal one bit, and I have not set any systems in place to help me do this. So that is not even something, I don't even have anything to say about that. I just did not hit my water goal. Third one is don't eat when not hungry. I struggle with whether or not I hit this goal just because, first of all, it's really hard to track. I think I'm gonna say I didn't hit this goal. There are times where there were a lot of times where I was clearly not hungry and I just ate to feel something. And I do tend to go towards food for comfort. I'm gonna keep that as not succeeded. And then stick to training schedule. More specifically, don't miss more than 3 training sessions. I did that. One was one of the ones I was really insistent on hitting this month, especially because my half marathon is basically in a month from when I'm recording this. So it's really, really important for me not to miss my trainings as much as possible. All right, for finance goals. First one is 2K to loans, and quick and easy, I did not hit this goal. I made this goal when I was trying to focus all my attention onto getting these goals paid off as quick as possible. But now I am rather changing my strategy to not just focus on one financial goal, but to multiple at one time. So that wasn't happening. And then make budget more granular. So I did this. I think it might have showed up in a Money Monday somewhere, one of these Money Mondays. But basically, prior I had one large spending category, which was I could spend anything in this category. It was eating out, it was personal spend, it was miscellaneous spend. But I found that while it was not restrictive at all, it was hard for me to track because let's say in the beginning of the month, I did a lot of miscellaneous spending on my own things, but then I would run out and not have enough to buy on personal things like toiletries or skincare. So I wanted to make the budget more granular, and I did. But it does feel slightly more restrictive than just having one big spending category. So again, something that we'll have to reflect on later on. And my last goals from August are just to room deep clean and declutter, which I did. But the one thing that I mentioned last month is I'm going to have 2 days. One, where I'm going to be cleaning and decluttering. Two, is to get the things that need to be donated to get donated. And that hasn't happened yet. It's still, I'm literally looking at it and it annoys me every day. But still count it as completed because the hard part is done. Now it's just me being lazy and not doing that. But I also don't have a car right now, so I'm off the hook on that one. So those are basically my August goals, and now I'm gonna go ahead and go into my September goals. I am not changing anything with health and personal, as you can see. 9K plus steps a day. This time I want to focus on the number a little more. As I mentioned, I kind of have the practices and the systems and routines in place. Now I'm trying to focus on the number. 40 ounces of water a day, self-explanatory. Don't eat when not hungry. Yeah, again, self-explanatory. Definitely trying to lean towards a more intuitive eating kind of way of eating. Now for finance goals, here we're gonna keep it pretty basic. I'm gonna realign my goals and adjust my budget. As you guys saw, or as you guys heard from last month, some of my goals change and kind of my priorities change. And now I need to figure out what those goals are and then adjust the budget to it. That's basically my goals for September. I wanted to have a section of this video where I would be kind of glowing up for my birthday. I would do my nails, which would just be press-ons, but I would do my nails and some self-care things. If the nails come before this video needs to go up, which only gives it until tomorrow, and tomorrow's Sunday, so I doubt that it's coming. And if for some reason it comes tomorrow, I will definitely put that in, and then we can have that portion of the vlog in. But if not, we will just move on. And now on to the portion of this reset where I talk about books, and I've gotten back into reading this month, really reading this month. And I've gotten into fantasy, which I didn't think I would get into. When I was younger, of course, I read the kind of dystopian fantasies of Divergent, Hunger Games. I also read a lot of other like romance ones, like I think like Matched or a few other ones I don't even remember, but like was kind of all the rage back then. I read Twilight, which is kind of more sci-fi possibly. And things like Percy Jackson, which is fantasy-ish, but I didn't think as an adult I'd get into it, but I got into it, and it's because of ACOTAR and the Fourth Wing / Empyrean series, but we will go in order of what I read first. You wouldn't think it because of what I just said, but in the most of August, I actually was in a reading slump due to one book that I literally had to read so slow because of how painful this book is. Just because, you know, the more you spend time with the book and the more you read in one kind of sitting, the more the emotions kind of grow, and it's like a snowball. It rolls, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So I never let myself read this book for more than one chapter a day. So I read 1,000 Boy Kisses. It literally took me 20 days to read. I started August 1st to August 20. Yes, if you guys know the book, you know. It was terribly beautiful. Terribly sad, but in the most beautiful way. And I did enjoy it, even if it was so painful. I definitely don't think I got as attached as most people would have, but that was purely due to my own accord by choosing to read the way I read it. It was well written. Those children are just amazing. And yes, all I can say is I loved it. It was painful. It was raw. It was like really good. So I gave this book a 5-star, but it's more like a 4.75 because I don't like the ending / epilogue. I did not like that. That ending where he, you know, I just feel like it ruined the purpose or everything she said to him prior what had happened. She's like basically saying all these things about living your life, live it to the fullest, all of this, and then that happens. I just feel like it kind of dampened that whole message. I think it would have been much better if it had happened like later on, like way later on, like lived a whole life basically later on. And I think that would have been so painful, but so beautiful as well. Anyways, yes, 5 stars, more like 4.75, but that was what I read. That's the first book I read. And then I started listening to ACOTAR, A Court of Thorn and Roses. And I'm still listening to it because I only allow myself to listen to this when I'm doing my morning walk or my training sessions. So I'm still in the middle of it, but since that's the next book that I started reading, I'll talk a little bit about how I'm feeling about it so far. And it's definitely not my cup of tea. There's not enough romance, or I guess I would say that it might be it's definitely more of a slow burn, but the burn just wasn't burning. And then like when they when it happens, it wasn't so satisfying. And then everything after, when he sends her away and she comes back and all that, that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I don't know, I'm just not vibing with it. But yeah, so that's where I'm at, and I'm gonna finish it probably within the next couple, maybe a week. You guys will probably see it in the October reset of my full thoughts on that, and if I continue to read it. And then, because I liked ACOTAR a lot at first, when I was first reading it, I wanted to keep reading it even outside of my morning walks and runs. So I was like, okay, let's pick up a book for when I'm fiending to read. So I picked up Fourth Wing, and I loved Fourth Wing so much. I literally finished it in less than 24 hours. I sat in bed for a full day, almost the whole day next day, and finished Fourth Wing. I do have some clips. I was gonna do a vlog about me doing kind of cozy hobbies and such, but I lost a few other pieces of footage and I ended up just reading that whole weekend. So I'll show you kind of some clips of me reacting while I'm reading Fourth Wing right now.
It's so obvious. That's gonna be her dragon. Like, so obvious. Zayden's so hot. But so is Dane. So, but I feel like I like Zayden better. But we'll see, obviously. I don't know how the book's gonna go. I'm only like 30% in. Holy shit, plot twist. That was not what I was expecting. Dude, everyone's gonna... That plot twist. That's all I gotta say. I love this for her. I love this for her. Adarna though? That is crazy, first of all. Second of all, Zayden. I finished the book. Oh my gosh. The ending, oh my gosh. I mean...
Okay, so that is a lot of my reactions, and I very much was pulled into it. There's literally like crack on the page of my Kindle. I could not stop reading. I could not let go of the book. I think my overall rating was about a 4.5. I really enjoyed the plot. It's giving kind of Hunger Games, Divergent, Attack on Titan. If you're into anime, it kind of blended those things. It gave Who is the Real Enemy type vibe, which I really, really enjoyed. And the romance and the smut in this book is good. But yeah, so that's basically what I thought about Fourth Wing. As for Iron Flame, I will say that I could not put the book down. Still, I still enjoyed it very much. But this is why I haven't been really into reading series. I'm not a fan of, at least in terms of romance, I'm not a fan of when there is like a drift between the characters or between the two, like between the couple. I guess I'm gonna split this into 2 parts. One for the lore and the world building and the politics of it. That was amazing. That was really good. I am starting to notice it is more of a generic like fantasy plotline. I feel like I've only read a few fantasy books, but I feel like it very much follows a pattern. But even if that was the case, I really enjoyed it and it was very riveting. And that portion of the book, I very much did enjoy. But in terms of like the romance portion of it, this is really why I don't like reading series. I'm struggling to put my thoughts into words, but without giving too much spoilers, Violet and Xaden definitely hit some rough patches in their relationship. I just don't like stories about that when it comes to relationship. And if it weren't for the rest of the lore and the story building and the other characters, I probably would drop the book, the series. But I'm so invested in it already. I have to kind of force myself to read about their relationship at this point. Like, I just wish that there's no relationship. I wish they would break up and I could just read the book as a fantasy and not a romantasy. And the ending of this book, dude, that pissed me off. That pissed me off. So mad about it. Say anything. I'm not gonna spoil too much. I'm keeping this spoiler free in terms of like really big spoilers. That pisses me off, and that right there makes me not want to continue the series. It really is making me want to drop it, just because that's like something that like in like stories, it gives me the ick, and I really don't want to read that. But those are the 4 books that I've read this month, and that's basically this September reset. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you found it useful in one way or another, and see you guys in the next video. Bye.